The show.
The show.
Show business.
Show business. It's that show business. Show business. It's that show business.
All right, we're getting right to it. What's up, everybody? With your girl Chonique Sneed on Show Business Live. I have a very special guest coming today. This is somebody that I've known for a really long time. He is extremely talented. He is an icon in the entertainment industry. He has been doing a lot. He was in so many of your favorites, Goodburger and Keenan Kel and all that. But now he has been doing a lot more, and I'm going to let him break it all down. And this is just one of my favorite people, just an all-around good guy, and has always been the same, always has been cool, no matter what he's doing or where he's at in life and in the world. He's just been a really, really, really cool guy. So I'm not going to keep you waiting. We're going to get right into it and welcome my boy, Kel Mitchell. Hey, Kel. Hey, I love it. So you in the car?
I'm in the whip. I just went grocery shopping, so
you got with the whole thing. I was about to say, with your whole gear, your gear now.
All of it.
Or gear to the grocery store. Well, how you doing? How you holding up with? I mean, pick one with everything.
Woo! It's been a serious week.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the quarantine and everything, man, just keeping sane, keeping that peace in my heart, making sure everybody in the family is happy, understanding everything that's going on, and just in this time, just really focusing, being creative. My main thing, what I tell everybody during this quarantine is really coming out of it better than you were before. You know what I mean? So, that's the main thing. I want to be a better father, better husband, work on the things that I was too busy to work on, you know what I mean? And start doing that. So that's what I just been doing,
For real. And you always been that guy. Like, since I've known you, we go back a minute and we're going to talk when we go back. But you've always been that guy. You've always been a guy that's pushing forward, inspiring people, and helping everybody out. Like, you've been like the Oprah. You be like, you get a check, you get a check, you all get checks.
Hey.
I'm gonna break that down because there's a couple things that you probably would not even know or remember, but I will totally break a few things down. But thank you so much, first off, for being here. It's good to see your face.
You too, man. My fam says hi too. They was calling you Show Enough. They remember that.
Hey, who did it?
My mom was
Your
like,
mom?
yeah, she's like, remember Chonique, Show Enough? And I was like,
hey, oh, please. My mom is in here, so I'm sure she's saying hello as well.
Mama.
So, all right, well, let's break it down because I know you got a lot going on. So I'm gonna just try to keep you just enough to get people knowing some things that maybe they didn't know or that you haven't shared, because we've got some cool memories that I'd love to get, some of my followers to hear and see how we get down.
Okay.
All right. So first off, where are you from? Hometown?
Southside Chicago.
When did you move to LA, or did you move to LA for the business, or how did that break down?
Moved to LA definitely for the business. I got started on the south side of Chi. My parents put me into acting as something positive to do. You know what I mean? Because I grew up around gang violence, but then I also had the church as well. So I that were on the up and up, and then I had friends that worked. You know what I mean? So it was one of those times where I was getting a little older, and they were like, okay, he has a lot of talent, but we don't even know what this is. Let's try everything. So I did dancing, I did guitar, I did some of everything. Sports, and then we landed on acting. That was like the thing that really was something positive for me, and that's why I always love the arts. Shout out arts and in any community, I support it because it was an outlet for me and something very creative. Dance has always been something that really helped me out. Hip hop really helped me out a lot. Like when I was in high school, it was the hip hop crew that came up to me. You know what I mean? And they were like, "Hey, yo, you look like you break dance. Run with us." And I was like, "Yo, what?" And I was like, "Okay." And so I just started break dancing. I got in the crew, and for me, it changed my life. And you know, I know I'm moving fast, but like I was on all that, and I did a 6-step. I did a 6-step. You know, I was in Chicago at a round table, and this kid came. He was just like, "You changed my life," and I'm like, "Yo, word?" And I'm thinking he's gonna talk about the comedy and stuff like that. And he was like, "No, it was in the bumper right before the commercial. You did a 6-step dance move, right? And break dancing." And he was like, "Yo, I just thought that was so dope. I joined the crew." You know what I mean? And it changed my life. Like he was gang banging. He stopped gang banging. He started dancing to the point where he became a choreographer and started choreographing, doing it for other people. And I was just like, yo, you just never know. You know what I mean? You just never know who you inspire. And, you know, dance definitely helped me within that. You know what I mean?
You know what's so dope about that, Kel? Like you just made a point because like people know you as an actor, comedian, but you're inspiring people off of doing a 6-step. For everybody that doesn't know what 6-step is, it's like it's 6 moves right before you get into some sort of a power move when you b-boying or you b-girling.
Exactly.
Inspired somebody, but like someone else would get inspired by, you know, a silly quote or a this or a that. So it's like do all the things out there that's in your heart, because you never know which one of those things. You might be more famous for one, but you might inspire somebody in another.
Word.
That's
yep.
All right.
Yep.
Talk about, what was your first gig?
Man, first. Well, I mean, theater, I would say, was the first one. It was like I wanted to get into like doing plays with the adults because at this community theater in Chicago, I was doing like summer classes. But then I was like, I really want to get into this because I really dig it. And they had an audition to be in one of the plays that really went on at night, and you know, it was on the bill and all the stuff like that. And I would get paid for doing it. So I actually ended up getting that job. And that was cool at a very young age, learning a lot from a lot of actors and seasoned theater, you know, actors, which was great for me because I was the only kid in the play. You know what I mean? But yeah, but what I learned though, I had an understudy that was under me too, another kid, right? And shout out to Patrick if he in there listening, you know. And I remember I was acting up, like doing rehearsals, right? And I was just being a kid, right? And I remember acting up so much that the director said, "You know what? You're not gonna open up the show. We're gonna let your understudy do it." And literally, I'm on the bill, right? Like I'm on everything, all the promotions, everything. Fam Bam coming, and my understudy was the one that did opening night. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got checked. That's why they don't play in theater. It's not Hollywood. They checked you. Checked you at the gate. Oh my God.
But you know what? It made me a beast at a very young age because that taught me. I was just like, yo, okay, this is a job. I gotta understand that, and I gotta take it seriously. And I thank Renaku Jahi. Shout out to Renaku Jahi, my drama teacher, for doing that because that really changed everything. You know what I'm saying? For me. Yeah.
What's up. Hey, yeah, we got some people in here all wanting to see what's up, Kel.
Hey.
What was your first like big job that we would know? Like your first was that or was that before?
Before no, the play stuff was before. I was Captain
like
Crunch. Yeah. Captain Crunch. I modeled first. And so I was on the back of a Captain Crunch box and Crunch Berries box. And I remember everybody went crazy in my neighborhood, like, yo, Kel is in the grocery store. He's on the Crunch Berry box. That was big for me. After that, I was in a Subway commercial, but if you blink, you might have missed it. So I was in that. And then, of course, going on a ton of auditions. And shout out to the parents that support their kids and their teens. Because I went on a lot of auditions, and some I didn't get. Some doors got slammed in my face. But I kept going. And all that came along. because usually it's just like, you know, independent films and infomercials around that time in Chicago, back then. But then all that came along, and I auditioned for that, got on that, and that was the first like really big, you know what I mean, thing
Right.
that just took over, and we didn't know it was gonna take over like that. Like it was literally just supposed to be a special, and that thing just took off. That they had to make it a show, you know what I mean, and super excited about that, man. Yeah,
So
yeah,
then doing all that and everybody's loving the sketches and that took off, like you said. And then from there, everybody was like really zeroed in on Keenan and Kel. And then that took a life of its
yes,
own.
yeah,
So
yeah,
everybody pretty much knows Keenan and Kel. So I won't sit on that one. But once that one took off and everybody was like Keenan and Kel, and that just was a phenomenon,
yeah.
then that inspiration for Goodburger. Who were the producers? Were the same producers that did all that? They were the same ones that did Goodburger, right? Or no?
Yes, yes, yes. So it's all Nickelodeon. Shout out to Brian Robbins.
Yep.
Shout out to Mike Tolan. You know the whole gang. You know all these guys. Okay.
Okay.
And so what was crazy was that we're doing Goodburger came from all that. And so on the sketch, we had some amazing musical guests. I mean, you danced with a lot of them, you know what I mean? And so amazing musical guests, and everybody wanted to be in a Goodburger sketch. And that was amazing and humbling at the time. And then Ed was taking on his whole thing anyway. Like, you know, Ed had songs. We put out the All That soundtrack before the movie. So like the All That soundtrack came out way before the movie came out. And that's when I got to do the song with Immature. And we ended up on the Billboard charts, which was like crazy.
You still remember any of that verse?
Oh, only reason I know is because it seems like everybody's been rediscovering it. And every TBT, they show the music video.
Absolutely.
So that's why I know it. So
okay, you got to spit a little something. Come on, you got to give me an exclusive, Kel. We go back.
Well, let me tell the people the story, though. Let me tell people the story first. So Brian Robbins, who loves hip hop, friend with Steve Rifkin, all this stuff. So he was just like, yo, Kel, I know you rap, and I know you got a rap group, because it's rap in Chicago. He was like, we're doing the soundtrack, and I want you to do the song, and you're going to do it with Immature. I'm like, yo, what? So he hit up Chris, everybody. We go to the studio. He said, but you got to write it tonight. Like, you got to write the record tonight. I said, I bet. And so they was like, here's the beat. And I'm going hard, right? In the studio. And I'm thinking, like, I'm going to get to rap like Kel, right? And so they were like, no. You got to be Ed. And I was like, wait, what? And they said, no, it's Ed rapping. And I was like, but I said, you know what? If Ed gonna rap, he about to spit. He gonna be doing
exactly.
And so they was like, okay, cool. So I remember Marcus was getting into it. He was like, yo, you gotta put Cuckoo Cuckoo in there because you did it in a sketch. And I was like, okay, let me try to figure out how to do that. And I just remember everybody head just going crazy as I was doing it. And he did his thing. He was like, yo, Batman and Romeo, give me the mic so I can flow. LDB, make it funky from here to Mexico. I can do it fast and slow. It really doesn't matter, though, because I'm a pro. What, you want to take me toe-to-toe? No, dude, I don't think so. My crew is strapped. My style is fat. And Immature's got my back on this funky track. You want fries with that? Cuckoo, what you want to do?
Hey! Why did that still go, though? Ed came through.
Man, Ed came through, and then when y'all came with the dance moves, you know, Dave Scott, shout out.
But Lisette is probably in here somewhere. Oh,
yo, shout out to Lisette. I saw Lisette had promoted this, and I was like, yo, Lisette, that's crazy. Exactly. Yo, I'm telling you, like, I was like loving it, because you know I love hip hop, I love music. And to be able to rap, I mean, we got on Soul Train with that. You know what I mean? We were, you know, we shut down Universal Studios. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
man, it was crazy.
That was everything. So, so then from there, you doing that Goodburger. That's how I first met you. Let me tell you, I got Goodburger though, because Lisette and Saba and Aya were dancing for Immature. They were about to go on tour, so they were the person at Morelandis.
Yeah.
Dave Scott was like doing both. You know, he was always booked and blessed. So always. He was choreographing Immature. He was also choreographing the Goodburger movie. Yep. So was like, I need some dancers real quick. He didn't audition the Goodburger movie. He was just like, I need dancers that I know that could just come in rehearsal today.
Ha.
You guys had already known, had already had
Yeah.
out. And so Saba hit me up and was like, hey, I'm here at rehearsal and Dave needs some dancers for Goodburger. Can you come through?
Wow.
So I was like, at that point, I was like, well, is it SAG?
Exactly.
I was like, what is it? She was like, oh, it's SAG. It's a whole thing. I was like, I'm on my way. I got there and we learned everything like that day. And I think we filmed a few days out later. Carmeet might be in here too. So Carmeet, we went, and I didn't know we were really going to film at a insane asylum. Everybody, just so you know, Goodburger was, fun fact, we really actually filmed at a real life insane asylum, and they had to shut down a certain part so none of the patients would come through. You remember that?
It was crazy. It was just the thought of it is just like bananas. Like, we were real method actors. We were really in the asylum.
really, really in it. Really.
Yeah.
And I was just happy because they put me right next to you to do that little.
Yo. And it's such a classic. People come up to me all the time, still talking about that. Funkadelic, Parliament, George Clinton, like,
out. He made, man,
it's crazy. And an artist, I'll send it to you. I don't know if you've seen it, but an artist tagged me, and it's a picture of me, you, and whoever else was on the other side. And it's just like it's just a silhouette of the dance, and it looks amazing. It's a dope painting. It's a dope painting, and I'm just like, it was such an iconic just time. Like that was
iconic movement, choreography. Still, that's like, it's crazy. I still get known from that. Goodburger. There's like, I think it was the Brat one time was like, yo, I'm sitting up here watching VH1 show. Was you in Goodburger? Like that right? Goodburger.
In that shoulder move.
Thank you so much, Kel. That changed my life.
Wow, that's crazy. Hey, it was an honor having you in it, man. I mean, it was just, it's so awesome, man. I mean, just the whole dance world, just, I got love for everybody. So for that to be like just something that people come up to us all the time about, is just like, wow, we almost did that on Dancing with the Stars. Almost. Yeah. Because it was conversations about because all the fans wanted some type of Goodburger dance, really, really bad. And I was pushing it. I was like, yo, we gotta do that, man. But
it didn't quite go. And
it didn't quite go.
We're about to get how you killed it on Dancing with the Stars, but we're gonna pause because I have to go into another story that changed my life that people don't talk about too much, and it's a movie that you were starring in with Mr. Ben Stiller.
Okay, let's go.
Mystery Men.
Yes.
So, man,
another one, another iconic film.
It was like a cult classic that people didn't really like. It didn't go this way, but like people who are into it know every line.
Every line.
Moves, know the video. It's like another cult classic. So give me a little Mystery Men fun fact. How did that come about?
Man, okay, so Mystery Men, that was another great film. Super excited about it. You talking about Ben Stiller, Hank Azaria, Janine Garofalo. Woo! And I got this film, and one thing that I do, I give a nugget to everybody. One thing I do, because I do enjoy music, is that every film that I'm in, I try to have a song on the soundtrack. So, and I do that that way I can still get paid from it, because I still do. Like, I get those residuals from different music and all that stuff. So it's like, okay, cool. And it was just something fun to do, a way to show my musical side too. And I was super excited that the producers at Universal was into it. And I was like, yo, I want to create a whole nother Mystery Man world. Like, these are some other superheroes that are part of this world. And shout out to y'all. I mean, everything just came together as far as the looks, the outfits. It was crazy. Shout out to Kim Michael, that directed it. Wade Robinson was part of it too as well. Like, that was crazy.
So let me tell you how I came a part of the Mystery Men video. So
Mm-hmm.
DJ D-Rec, shout out to my big bro Derek.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yes.
Derek.
D-Rec, Derek are on the phone.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, Kel want to know if you would dance in the Mystery Men video soundtrack." So you was giving me a direct booking. I was like, all right. But I said, tell Kel, and I don't know what, I always say this story. I don't know what happened or how this came out of my mouth, but it was God. Because God happened to come out of my mouth and tell Derek, tell Kel, I'm not dancing unless I'm choreographing.
Yep.
Derek called you and said, yo, and you said, all right, cool, bet.
Let's go.
Just like that. And I was like, okay, this is the kind. So you guys, this is who Kel is. He's a businessman. He's a cool guy. He trusts what it is.
Yeah.
No audition, no nothing. I literally almost shit my pants because I didn't know it was going to be that. I didn't know he was going to be like, yeah.
For sure.
And was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, now let me get this together. Wait a minute.
Look,
so
when you recognize the skill, you know what I'm saying, and you know what you want. You know what I mean? I knew what I wanted. I was so happy that they were giving me that creative, openness to be able to bring in who I wanted to be in it. And I mean, it turned out so great to the point that I feel bad now because I remember Ben Stiller coming up to me afterwards and he was like, yo, why didn't you let me be in the music video? And I was like, yo, I wasn't even thinking like I was just like trying to do the soundtrack. I was just working through Interscope and I was just like, I wasn't even thinking like, yo, they see, I know you would want to do a cameo. He's like, I forgot. He's like, I can pop lock.
Hey, that's what's up. Oh man. Okay. So y'all got to do like a reunion.
Yes.
Yeah. But I just wanted to thank you for that opportunity because that was my first film because it was so big. Like literally after you said yes, people say, yeah, I got you. But you said yes. 5 minutes later, executive producers was calling me, agents was calling me. They was like, yo, boop, boop. Like, that's why I was saying, you like the Oprah that was like, you put everybody on. You had like 50 people. You called all the homies.
Yep.
Every single person got like, was put on. And then we performed at Universal live, remember?
Yo, live,
Universal Studios. We did it was a big, big deal. So
that was a big one.
Thank you for that opportunity. That was what's up.
Hey, thank you. And I remember that Universal concert, they let us do everything because at the time I was trying to put out an album. So they let us do all kind of, y'all choreographed all kind of stuff. So it was awesome.
Absolutely, man.
And Derek with his move, I always tell Derek he got that one move when you go back like D-Rec.
No, he does. You know he does. And he got this one too. It's like a like a Bay Area. Man. So tell me, so then for a minute you were doing all of this stuff, and then for a minute we just didn't see you, and then you just came back and you were like married, kid, about to do executive producer, all that, Dancing with the Stars, but there was a gap and then things moved away. Like what was your transition and then flipping to now and then going to stars and executive producer back at home, with your family?
Thank you.
Congratulations. Man,
I feel like the downtime was it's like it makes you who you are. The transition part was it was a learning experience. You know what I mean? Because it was a thing where I had to go from being a teen star to now being an adult star.
Yeah.
And even through the career path, also through the life path, like just who are you, as a person, and I bump my head a lot within different things, within different decisions throughout my life. And I'm happy that I made it through because it's a lot of us that go through that and end up in where the mental health just takes it to a whole nother level. And they never really come back from that. Period. So I'm just thanking God that I was able to find God and through my faith be able to navigate through all of that, because I dealt with a lot, like even in Chicago with losing friends and things like that, being murdered and stuff like that. And then in Hollywood, experienced the same thing as well with people committing suicide and going through mental health and things like that, and substance abuse and all those things. I mean, you know, we're in this business, so you see a lot of it, and so it's a lot that you deal with coming up in it. But it was a time where I just had to figure things out, and I'm glad I had that time, because in that time it was like, oh, I found other creative pools that came out of me that God put in me, where it was like, okay, I want you to direct. So I directed music videos. I want you to do voiceover. So I started doing voiceover in cartoons. They weren't giving me roles. So then he was like, well, create your own roles. So I started working and putting out, back when DVDs was popping, I was putting out my own films and
You
DVDs.
back on the Chicago hustle, huh?
Yeah, I had to go back to like that hustle mentality and come back up, you know what I mean, through that mentality. And what that did was, it's like I learned, you know what I mean? And within that, through your testimonies and through what you learn, you can help others, because now it's like, okay, these pitfalls, these emotional walls that I got through, and these breakthroughs that I got through, now I can help other, you know, entertainers. I can help other people to try to figure it out. And it's not where like, oh, I'm this or that. It's like I learned. So
Yeah.
when you get that wisdom, it's like, okay, give it to other people now. You know what I mean? let them know what's going on. And then to come, you know, from doing all kind of work, like I know, like people see what's going on now.
Yeah.
But they don't remember like when it was like, okay, the on my knees, the praying and all the things that I went through, you know what I mean? And the sacrifice and the commitments and the consistency of things that I had to do to get to where I am now. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about the blessings, where it's that the favor that happens where people forget, you know what I mean? And they're just like, wow, he just, whoa, you know what I mean? But it's like, no. There was a journey attached to that. You know what I mean? It was a journey. Yeah.
That's the inspiring part, because that's the business. You know, that's why I'm doing lives. That's why I'm doing this podcast, Show Business Live. I'm a show business kid, an adult, and I don't know what the hell has happened in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've all gone through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a journey, and it's an up and down. It's not a life of this. It's a life of this.
Facts.
So
yeah.
Able to find that path again, and then be able to re-inspire and reinvent it. You know what I mean? And staying healthy. You got to talk about your health journey. We be seeing you working out. You like hard and family. But I want to talk about Dancing with the Stars. How did that after you came back, and like you said, you went through that process? How did that come about? Did you reach out? The people reached out to them, or did they reach out?
You know what's crazy is that they reached out to me. They reached out, and and what's funny is like a lot of people don't know, like they had the entire cast already done, right? And so they knew who they wanted. Someone dropped out. I don't know who that is. You know what I mean? Shout out to the actor that dropped out, but someone dropped out, and my name came up in a meeting at Dancing with the Stars, and then they said, well, let's see if he'll be down with it. So Dina Katz, executive producer of the show, creator, called me up and was like, hey, Kel, is this something that you would want to do? And I'm like, yeah. And my family, you know, they know that I'm like, you know, dance fever and I love to dance and stuff like that. So I said, you know what, let's take a crack at it. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. But I had to right after that, I was like, okay, well, you're flying to New York the next day. You're getting on Good Morning America. Like it was just like, it went quick. And what's crazy is that, I mean, we all know I can dance, but you know, now this was a whole different other type of dancing. Like you're talking about ballroom, you're talking about salsa, merengue, you're talking waltz and framing and all these things that I had to learn. I mean, I was like, yo, like I've done African Catherine Dunham dance and all those other things like that. So I felt like, okay, I could get it. But this was like, man, this was like crazy. And it was dope. My dad told me something which was dope, because my dad used to dance too. He's also a psychologist. And my dad told me, he was like, because he does, you know, he always shouts out Catherine Dunham and all those dance moves. And what's crazy is that he told me that I look like, you know, one of those true dancers, you know what I mean? That was just when we did contemporary. And he was like, oh man, that was just amazing. And I was just like, wow, okay, thanks, Dad. Because and that was like episode, I don't know, 7 or Dance 7. And I mean, we went through it like, I mean, you're talking about 5 hours of like, you know, rehearsals every day. And you know, and for you guys, you know, the dance, that's nothing.
Now
Y'all
you
do,
see, now
y'all,
you see our life, right?
yeah, yeah, y'all
All
do that
day.
all the time. That's, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And it's like, I mean, but for me, I was like, okay, I work out, but this is a whole different type of working out. It was muscles that was hurting that I didn't even know I had, just because, you know, I gotta pick the girl up. You gotta point your toe a certain, point your hand a certain way. The framing got the lines. The
The
lines
details,
have to look right.
details in your lines. Where are your lines? Where are your details? Kel, they put you through it.
Woo!
I love it.
Man, it was so serious, but I loved it. Yeah, and it gave me a new respect for the dance movement. I already had respect for the dance movement anyway, but
Yeah.
it gave me another, you know, respect for it. And then I said it like this, like even when I did stand up, I did the same thing. I said, if I'm gonna do stand up, I gotta come into this learning every aspect of it. So it took me a while. Like I went to the workout rooms. I did all the stuff that a stand up comedian does in the beginning, even though I was already you know, had a television show, you know, movies, stuff like that. But I was just like, no, I'm gonna really go learn this thing and
Yeah.
really and get better as I go. And so that's the same thing that I had looked at with the dancing. Like I want to win this. So
Yeah.
for me to win this, I have to have the mentality of I'm a ballroom dancer. And that's the cool thing about having like a beautiful wife too, because my wife, I would walk in and she was like, baby, you're a ballroom dancer.
Yes.
Right
Let's
now, you're a
go.
dancer. Act like it. And so I'm like, okay, all right. So I'm like, I'm wearing different type of shirts. You know, it was certain, you know, uniform I would wear when I walk in there. It was just giving me that as I walk in, I'm a ballroom dancer. And, you know, I didn't snap out of it until it was the end, and I made it to the, to the end, you know.
And I gotta give you an applause because that
Thank
was,
you.
I mean, you killed it. And everything that you said, your lines, your attitude, your steps, you saw the skill, you hit them steps. Like us
Thank
as
you.
we are so picky when it comes to details and the musicality and where things go, but you really put everything that you already had, and you could tell that you put the work in, you know.
Man.
And shout out to your wife. What's your wife's name again? I'm sorry.
Asia.
Asia. Shout out to
Yeah.
Asia. Yes, because you already know you had to pull
Mhm.
it together and make sure that he was doing what he was doing. And I mean, it
Yeah.
worked because you killed it. So
Yeah.
you came in, you got to the end, right? It was the last two.
Yeah, I got to the end. I was the runner up. Like
Oh,
literally.
man,
So
on
I'm
that.
not gonna say it, but people are telling me that I'm the people's champ.
Yeah, you the people's champ.
After
Period.
they thought I should have won.
Yes.
It was
He
crazy.
should have won. I'm saying it here. Kel is the people's champ. Of Dancing with the Stars. We got receipts.
It
We
was a
got dancing receipts.
journey, man. It was a journey.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what's up. Okay, so
Mhm.
executive producer, all
Yes.
that, you
Yeah.
come full circle. What is that like now? What are you doing? What's your role? What's your role? Because there's so many different executive producers that do or stay in certain lanes. Where do you fall in that?
Well, when they were bringing the show back, right, they were like, you know, it has to have that same feel. You know what I mean? They wanted that same spark that the 90s had, you know, and they approached me and Keenan. And my main thing was from all the fans telling us, like, don't ruin it. We want it to be the same way. We want it to be this way. And so the producers knew, like, okay, well, let's bring in Keenan. Let's bring in Kel. Let's have these characters have that same feel. And, you know, for that to happen, it was kind of like, okay, well, we need to produce, you know what I mean? So we can make sure that the other characters have that same feel as well too. And I love the fact that Nickelodeon respected that. We definitely come in where it's like, okay, if you're doing Ed and you're doing Goodburger, it's not going to just switch up. Now we have creative control on, okay, it should be like this way, or it should look this way, you know? And so that was awesome to be able to have that, where they look to us for certain advice on what the character should be. And so that's our role, you know, in that. And so super excited about that, so that the characters keep their integrity of what they originally were, you know what I mean? Which is awesome. And it's cool to be producing with the producers that were producing me when I was a kid. Yeah, they still there. They still,
Shut up! Nickelodeon is like the
they still-
mob. They
they
just get
still-
there.
man.
Oh, I love it.
and Brian is the president now of Nickelodeon. So
Wow.
like, you know, it's like you grow up and then now your uncle or whatever, now it's like you're working with them, you know what I mean? Like, because we all came up together, you know what I mean? When they were doing it, back in the 90s, they were my age. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool, man, to be able to be doing that. And then we got, you know, some amazing kids. The new cast is really, really good. The kids got their head on their shoulders. They're really great. And what I wanted was, because I experienced it, you know what I mean? I was able to be able to talk to the kids on a real level. And like the first time I met them, I seen their audition tapes, but the first time they all got to meet me for the first time, they kept them in the table room and we came out to meet them. And I was like, I want to tell them something that I wish was told to me right when I got this gig. And I told them, look, know that you were special. You were special when you were made in your mother's womb. Okay, so this television show is not the thing that's making you special. This is this is one step to the rest of your career and the rest of your life. This is just a step, and there's going to be so many other levels. So just respect that and know that, and don't get caught up within the character of it all and get caught up in this and that and the other that's going around and try to fight each other for the spotlight. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Just understand it. This is a job and everybody's working together as a team, you know, and you are special before you even got this. And if the Lord was like, you tell him that. And I was like, that's what I told them, man. And the kids are awesome. They're understanding that. The parents are great. I had my parents fly out and talk to their parents because I'm so serious about like this mental health and things like that and things the kids go through trying to figure this stuff out. And parents go through it too. You know what I mean? Because like their lives are going to change. And so the whole family has to understand what's going to happen in this situation. So I was like, let me have some parents that really went through it. Go talk to these parents that are new to it. And that was helpful. You know, they were in there crying with my mom and hugging and everything because it was things they had questions that they weren't getting answered from the network. You know what I mean?
They couldn't because the network would not have those answers. Your parents would have those answers. That's what's so beautiful about this because you are, you know, everybody, this is Kel. The real Kel that I know with a heart, brilliant, passionate hustler that is down to, you know, help out the next generation like you really are. That's why I'm still in the business because I keep finding more mentees that I'm like, okay, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And I love it. You know, it's a relationship. You know what I mean? Sometimes I love it. Sometimes I want to smack her. And I'm like, okay, I love it. You know. But yeah, like that was amazing for you to be able to have, you know, mentorship for the parents because they're going to need it. They're going to need it to be able to guide the kids who are going through all of this craziness. That is a rare life. You know, I've been doing these lives and as I've been having these conversations with the guests and we talk about things matter-of-factly, I forget how rare that is. You know what I mean? Like, we're like, oh yeah, and then we such and such. And then when Jay-Z said such and such, and then when Dodd, and then you forget that how rare that life was because it was so real to us.
It's
you know
rare.
I mean? So to be able to not be in that bubble and still be a real person. And that's what I thank my mom for. She made sure that I was still Chonique. And I Chonique who was in the business, but in the business was not Chonique.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where you are, Kel. And I don't know how you were able to continue to still be Kel with all the ups and downs. That's a blessing. That's God, which will be right to being called to, you know, youth pastor. You are pastor at this is Spirit Food Christian Center.
Yeah, Spirit Food Christian Center. At my Spirit Food on Instagram. Oh man, that journey. Look, it's like really what you just said. You know, it took time to get to where I am now. And like I said before, I know the things that I went through made me the man that I am today. Like a lot of times when you do interviews, they always ask you, if it was something that you could have changed, what would that have been? And I always go, nothing. Because of the fact, it was hard, it was rough, but it made me who I am today. You know, so I have to understand that. And it's not, we're in the movies, but movies aren't real. So I can't go back in time and change something. You know, it is what it is. And so that's what the thing, we have to call it out. You know, I learned through this experience. And for me, all the things that God brought me through, you know what I mean? That brought me through, you know, I've been through suicidal thoughts. I've been through divorce. I've been through broke, having money, not having money, and then having it again. I've been through all these different things. I've seen murder. I've seen, you know, people take their life, all those things, you know what I mean? So, and also being in the entertainment business. And so with going through all those different things and the Lord bringing me through, why wouldn't I, you know, that be a part of what I'm telling people? And so for me, it always has been on my heart to let them know that my faith is what got me through. This is why I'm doing this. And it's not about me anymore. It's about him and the love that we can give each other, because we're all part of the same family, especially right now with what's going on right now.
Absolutely.
With race and all the stuff like that. It's like we're all part of our family when we understand that and take away the hate and take away the I got to get back at somebody and the negativity and all those things that we all go through. It's kind of like when you think in the way Jesus thinks about you, that changes everything. You know what I mean? So for me, when I got the call, I had to do it. You know what I mean? I had to do it. I wanted to help the youth. I was like, if you a big homie, you know what I mean, that you can help people. I had some big homies that helped me out when I was young. And so that's what I want to do too as well. I want to help them and let them know about the Lord and let them know it really works, because people are looking at your actions. They're like, yo, did Kel talk about this face stuff, but what is his actions? But if you stay around me for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you're going to see like, oh, he's really about that life. Like that he's really about that. He's really about it. And I love it. I love my youth. I'm a youth pastor. I love my teens. A lot of them graduated this year. And it's been awesome. And when we talk about like, what was I doing during that downtime? That's what I was doing. I was in the church.
Come on
So
now.
this ain't nothing new. Like people are like hearing about it in the blogs in the last year or so. But 8 years ago, when people were checking for me, I was in the church. And that's what the Lord was checking for me. That's what was going on. And I was building myself up and learning and understanding and being wisdom and getting all the tools that I needed to be able to help the youth and be able to teach and to be able to do that. And that's what was going on. Yeah. Yeah.
All I got to say to that is amen.
Amen.
Amen. Seriously. I see Mikey in it. That's Mikey. Yes, I was telling you that's few of my couple people that I know
Mikey
called and want. Oh yeah, you know Mikey. You just did. Yeah, exactly. And I know he had been, been called and slowly starting to feel that pastor mode. And I'm like, got to be on here to see, Kel's story. Cause I've always, you've always also been, a believer anyway, period. Even that is just your journey had having to be more specific in where you put that, you know what I mean? And where you put it.
Yeah. It's a relationship. Before it was, I knew the Lord. And I was going through the motions, going to church, stuff like that. But then when you make it a relationship, that means that everything you do, your career, your marriage, your everything, your family, every decision that you make, you go to the Lord first. You know what I mean? Everything that I do, commanding my morning, my life, I keep my wife covered in prayer. I keep my family, my kids, people that I love, covered in prayer. And when I go places, that's the main thing. Why am I meeting this person? You meet everybody for a reason. Like it was stuff you just told me that I didn't even, know that happened from us meeting each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like you meet everybody for a reason, because the Lord knows the plans for our future and he wants us to prosper. And he wants it to be beautiful. So you go to him. If that's the person that knows, go to him, Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So another thing that we loved, a blessing, was when that Goodburger restaurant came out. That was a blessing for us all. And me and Carmeet went. We were hoping to see you. And but it was crazy when they played the movie. We got to like dance in front of it with it playing in the back.
Hey.
All the waitresses and stuff. They were like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "That's us.
That's us."
They didn't believe us.
Yo,
tell us about how did that Goodburger restaurant come up? Like,
man, let me tell you. So Derek Berry, he does a lot of pop-up restaurants. Amazing dude, also a friend of mine. And me and my wife, I love Saved by the Bell. So my wife she surprised me for Saved by the Bell pop-up. And I went there at the Max, and it looked just like the Max and Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, and I'm going, yo, we need a Goodburger. I was like, we need to open up a Goodburger like this. This would be amazing. Just so happens Derek, who created this whole thing, was there that night. Right? He comes over. Now, this is how the Lord worked. He comes over, and me and my wife go, "Hey, yo, man, have you ever think about doing like a Goodburger?" Like, he's like, "Yo, wait." I was just over talking to my wife, telling you the true story. I was just over there talking like, "Yo, there's Kel. A lot of people have been hitting me up about doing a Goodburger." And he was like, and Complex Magazine had said, "Well, what other pop-up would you want to see?" And every fan said Goodburger. And he was like, "Let's do this." And so we got it together, went to Nickelodeon, pitched it to them. You know what I mean? They loved it, gave us the licensing rights, and boom, partnered up, opened it up.
I'm so happy because I was like,
Yeah.
getting some better be a part of this. You better be
Oh,
getting
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it. Yeah,
Thank you.
$175 later for the burger.
Well, see, it was an experience. You were paying for the experience.
But you know what? You got my coins because we had a ball. We really did. I love the concept. We put it on our calendar. People were in there enjoying it. We loved what you guys did. The burgers were tasty. It was the chef, the egg chef, right? The egg slut chef.
Yes, killed it. And the thing about it is that I did the music too. So the music that you heard, yeah, I put the playlist together.
Oh wow, we danced.
We loved it, man. We loved it. And we're opening it up in Chicago too. So for the people that had heard that, it's still happening. The quarantine happened, and so we were going to open up in the spring, but we couldn't do it because of the fact that the quarantine. But we're definitely going to do it, and so look for it, Chicago. We're going to be there. When they finally let us open up, we'll be there in Chicago. Yeah.
So your biggest news, you just did a reveal. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, wait a minute. He just keeps it coming. in the few days or the week that I asked you to do it, you had breaking news.
Yeah,
you please tell us your big announcement.
My baby boy is on the way. I am so super excited about that. This is awesome. We're super excited. This will be my 4th child. So you know what I mean? I got 4 now, so that's super cool. And we wanted, me and my wife, we like to put some like fun ways of like announcing our babies, our baby announcements. So that was cool. With Wisdom, we had on the Goodburger hats and stuff like that. And so we had a bun in the oven. And so we were like, I was like, the wipe down challenge is like going crazy. And I was like, I've never seen anybody do a gender reveal. And we had already had a Zoom party with all of our friends. And we were like, let's just go up to the bathroom and let's go do it. Let's go do this and do the wipe it down and just introduce the whole world what's going on. And people like really liked it and enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I always believe in celebrating, my kids and celebrating even before they get here. It's always because it's such a blessing already. So yeah, so everybody, my boy already trending. He in the belly.
Boy is trending. I love it. And you just did a complex, day in the life of the quarantine with Kel, and I saw 4 a.m. I was like, okay, so this is how you do it?
Yes.
Man,
I love working out. Shout out to my trainer, Confused Muscles. What's up, Eric? We love it. We're all about calisthenics. You know what I mean? The mobility within the body. That was something that really helped me out with Dance with the Stars, because when a lot of people were getting hurt doing Dance with the Stars,
right?
I'm so thankful I was working out and my mobility and my body, so I could be able to do some of these things. And so, but yeah, it's very important. I want to be here. I'm having babies. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I want to be here. When they're 20, I know I already did the calculations. I know how old I'm gonna be. You know what I mean? So it's like, make sure you drinking the right stuff, eating the right stuff. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I make sure I work out. Just taking care of myself. You know what I mean? So yeah, like my oldest son.
And he even said that. Kel said, you guys thinking, I said that he's not just eating Goodburgers and orange soda every day. Like you eating greens, you're doing your thing, working out. Like, one of the healthiest people that I know.
Thank you. You got to do it. You got to stay healthy. It's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? I promote that as well. You know what I mean? You got to take care of yourself so you can be able to continue to do the things that you're doing. You know? Yeah.
Well, before I want you to take us, we're gonna end, but I want you to have any last thoughts you want to say to the show business followers, to the dancers, the community that our the moving community and everybody that just loves it.
Yeah. I mean, my main thing is what we said at the beginning of this too, is just keep having your faith. Know the path that you're going on and the things that you're motivated to do it. Don't let anybody stop you. You know what I mean? And you might think the idea that you're getting, that it's the positive from God, it's crazy. It's too crazy, what you see. You know what I mean? But you're seeing it for a reason, and don't think it's too crazy. Do it. You know what I mean? Do it. Stan Lee, if he thought like, oh, Spider-Man is just a crazy thought, like a spider just biting a hand. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy, and a man walking up a wall. But if he just decided not to do it, just imagine what would have happened to the Marvel world, the Marvel universe. It's like, use your creativity, do it. And I'm talking in that way because I'm talking to the people that are in the arts. You know what I mean? In the arts, within dance, you'll be surprised at all the creative things that can come from you, and then the people that you empower. And that you can make their dreams just happen, and things just keep going in that way. So continue to do that. Have a blessed day. Be creative. Keep peace in your heart. Stay happy. All right? Yeah. Happy. Even though there's things going on, just understand that, never let anybody take away your happiness, okay? Because that anger and that stressor is what will take you away from your dreams. So keep going. Yeah. Keep going.
You want to close with a small prayer? I don't know. God's just asking me.
Yeah. Let's do it.
A lot going on in this world.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? We got so many things going on, and how are you dealing with everything going on too? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Faith, you want to let's lead in prayer?
Let's lead in prayer. Let's do that. Let's do it. Heavenly Father, thank you for everyone that's watching in this live. Thank you for Chonique being a vessel and letting everybody know about the motivation and the things that they can do in their lives, Heavenly Father. And I just ask right now, if there's anybody dealing with any type of habitual sin, anybody is dealing with any type of generational curses, or just any type of pain and any type of sin that's in their mind right now that they need to give up. We need to give it up right now. So, Heavenly Father, go into their households right now. And I decree and declare that the devil has no place in their life. All the hate is gone right now in the name of Jesus. I want peace in their life. Peace. We speak peace into everyone that's watching. We speak love to everyone that's watching. From the top of their head to the bottom of their feet, they are blessed. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
I pray.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Amen.
Thank
you.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. This is awesome.
You and your wife and your family, sending blessings to everybody out there.
Thank you.
I'm going to save this live so you can look at it for a little bit longer, because there's, so many things going on. I appreciate everybody, tuning in, and I appreciate this man right here, Mr. Kel Mitchell. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Showing up.
Right, this ain't the last time. This is the first time we're reconnecting.
Let's do it. Let's get together after this quarantine. Come on. Yeah.
Bye.
God bless.
Guys, God bless.
Show business. It's that show business.